What's up, guys? Oversoul Gamer here, coming at you with some Destiny gameplay. Today I'm just gonna do the daily, because yeah, that's the daily, right? Yeah. Just gonna do the daily for you guys, because I haven't done it today and I'm a little bored. So yeah, why not? Might as well just Anyway, so where are all my weapons? Oh yeah, forgot. My Titan actually has them because I was just recording a Nightfall video, but my Nightfall video wasn't working so well because the audio was bad, so I actually had to scrap that video and restart. So, there we go. I was recently just doing a raid, if you're wondering why I have a touch of malice and the black spindle in there. I might actually do some raid video stuff later, just depending on everything else. I'm still having audio problems, if I'm still having lag or anything, probably by that time I'll have everything fixed out, or, not fixed out, but fixed. So yeah, taking war. This is actually the weekly story mission, isn't it? It's not like called the daily anymore, is it? Pretty sure I've already done this.
Not a death ceremony.
Right. So when you go to the funeral or a cloak to slip past the find Oversoul, wrap it up, and get out.
Alright, sorry about that, guys. I was actually adjusting the sound levels. I probably sound way quieter now. And the game probably sounds way quieter now, but it was actually really loud before that. Oh. Okay, this is not the same story mission. Pretty sure I jumped too early. Sure did. I haven't even started the mission and I'm already dead. Okay. That's... okay. I don't have to step on this, do I? No. Okay. I haven't done this mission in a while. Oh, everything's open now. Okay. Okay. In the previous video, I was just giving a rundown of all the subclasses and stuff. My thoughts on it. My thoughts on the whole Destiny game itself. This is gonna be like another rant video. I'm just gonna kind of keep ranting and doing videos because I don't have any games to really beat, so I'm just gonna do some rant stuff at first. So basically, for my whole thing about the beta was, I thought that the whole thing itself was actually very well put together. The entire I guess I just really liked that it was remade and that it was, not really that it was remade, but everything just looked so much better than Destiny 1. That was my main thing. Destiny 1 is still a great game, but it just lacked in, I guess, visuals and, effects and stuff like that. It just seemed like it was always missing a little bit of something. Like, I don't know. Everything just in Destiny 2 just seems so much more, like, the art was just so much better. Like, the graphics were better. And that's because it's an updated game, of course, but, like, I don't know. Everything just looked so amazing. Nothing really looked like, it didn't look like it was Destiny 1. Everything looked so sleek and futuristic, and everything looked high-tech, and, even the HUD was, like, so much better than it is now. It was more like set up, and right now the HUD is just kind of like, an okay HUD. It looks, alright. But, just didn't look as cool. It just, yeah, that's just about it. It didn't look as cool. The content that they gave us was, I thought they did a good job with that. They didn't want to release, like, a lot like they did with Destiny 1, and, of course, they kept to that. They didn't release everything for it. I'm actually gonna whip out that. So they didn't, you know, reveal a lot of content for Destiny 1, which was great. But, they did release a lot of content for Destiny 1, which I think people missed and people wanted from Destiny 2. People wanted a patrol, you know, people wanted, like, you know, a story mission, you know, things that they won't see in Destiny 2, but they'll definitely see in Destiny, you know, that, you know, they wanted to see in Destiny 1, but they weren't. Sorry. Anyway. So, I feel like the content they gave us, the one strike, the one story mission, the 2 Crucible maps, and the 2 Crucible game modes, I thought that was just plenty. I got everything I wanted out of it, and I assume a lot of other people got everything they wanted out of it, which was just, you know, it's a beta. It's not supposed to be a lot. It's not supposed to be this, you know, crazy big thing that reveals a lot. It's a beta. It's a build. They're not supposed to release a lot of data, and if they don't want to, they don't have to. So, you know, with all the stuff that they gave us, I'd say it was really good. So I'm going to go kind of through and piece, you know, I'm going to give my little, I guess, review on every little thing that they gave us. For the first story mission, exactly like the gameplay reveals and everything like that, so I thought it was pretty cool, you know. I thought the story mission was, you know, it was fun. It gave, you know, it didn't give away, like, a lot about the storyline, which was great, because I don't want to know a lot about the storyline until I play it, because I don't want it to be ruined. But it kind of gave that, like, just subtle, like, hey, here's your new enemy, this is what they all kind of look like, you know, this is what's happening in the beginning, that's it. That's all they're giving us, which is really nice, because it's a beta, like I said. So, the gameplay throughout the first story mission was pretty nice. I like how they kind of introduced all the old characters into it, and how, you know, they kind of gave us, like, an exotic at the beginning, which I guess I'll kind of, like, go through at the very end of this video. So, the exotic at the beginning was pretty cool. I kind of hate that it was class-specific, though, at some points, which, you know, was a shame, but, you know, it was pretty nice how they reintroduced all the characters and stuff like that, and, you know, gameplay in the beginning was really good. So for the strike, I felt that it was... They blocked off areas, and they kind of, I guess, despawned enemies for the sake of the beta, and they blocked off a lot of other areas instead of just kind of, like, letting us explore around the first strike area, you know? Like, I can understand how they blocked off some areas to go to, like, way bigger areas to the map, but at least, like, kept everything open in that whole first strike area. You know, it would have been nice to see, like, oh, what spawns here, what enemies am I gonna see, what else is gonna be in this area that's not just a strike, you know, stuff like that. So, the strike mission itself, altogether, it was very nice, besides the fact that I didn't have a super too often, power ammo didn't drop enough, but of course, you know, they already fixed all that stuff. The other problem I had with this strike was that the final boss for the strike, he was very beefy. He had a lot of health. He didn't... And I guess it was fun because it was like a 3-layered thing, you know, like, oh, let me deal a lot of damage to him, drop down, deal a lot of damage to him in a different area, which seemed a little repetitive. I didn't mind if it was repetitive, but other people complaining about it. I thought it was nice, but he seemed like he had a lot of health, and especially for the weapons we had, which was mainly just primaries the whole time, you know. Only hand cannons, auto rifles, pulse rifles, sidearms, you know, no shotguns, you know, anything like that. No shotguns, no snipers, no fusion rifle. Well, I mean, I guess you could use a fusion rifle if you got power ammo, but that wasn't dropped as often. So, I gotta line this up real quick. Okay, don't get spotted. So, you know, altogether, I thought the strike was pretty good. I didn't really have too many problems with it. Didn't reveal a lot about the story, which I liked, because it probably will really reveal a lot about the story later whenever we get the full game. But yeah, so the strike was fun. Enemies, fighting all the enemies. I like how they gave us a lot of enemies in the strike. That was really fun. The weapons, the enemy damage and everything was actually balanced. Besides maybe the Goliath, or not the Goliath, the Colossus. But everything else, the weapon damage was balanced. Like, actually in the Nightball video before this, I was kind of like ranting about how the enemies spam, you know, they would put a lot of enemies all in one area, and they would have them all attack you all at once, especially me being a solo player. I get attacked frequently because I'm by myself. And especially with all the AoE damage, you know, if 8 AoE damages are shooting at you, you're probably going to die. If one area of effect is shooting at you, or maybe even 2 or 3, you can have a chance to escape. But if 8 enemies are all spamming this one thing at you, you know, you're probably going to die. Destiny 2, they didn't do that. It seemed like a lot of the enemies actually just had normal firing weapons, you know, laser weapons, pellet guns, shotguns, stuff like that. The only problem I had was the Colossus. The Colossus missiles would actually always kill people if they got hit by them. And that was really annoying, especially if they didn't kill you, they would make you really weak for other enemies to shoot you with. I also had no problem with, because, you know, they actually had a chance against us, you know, everything was balanced. So, basically, you know, what I'm saying is that the damage done to the Guardians seemed a lot better. It seemed like you could actually stand up to enemies now instead of having to, like, always take cover and stuff like that. Like, you know, I wasn't hiding behind things as often as I was in Destiny 1, whereas in Destiny 2, I was actually running around, having fun, shotgunning things when I got power ammo, you know, going up, running up, and, like, you know, taking out some enemies with a hand cannon, but then also retreating because I was low on health. But, you know, I still got kills. I didn't, like, you know, try to go up and shoot 3 of them and then, like, not get any kills and then, you know, almost die every time. So the enemy balancing and the, you know, player health and everything was really good. I heard now with the armor, you actually have different, like, you can have, like, between different healths. There's, like, between 240 and, like, 350 or something like that. For, like, a overshield, you know, like, you'd have between that and your base would be, like, 200, 250 or something like that. So I thought that was pretty, you know, interesting. That would definitely play out a lot differently for, you know, Crucible, you know, with all the different healths. You know, you got people one-shotting with certain things. But anyway, so on to the Crucible maps now, which is what I was going to talk about. PvP. PvP seemed, I'd say, the most balanced it has ever been in this whole entire Destiny franchise, or not Destiny, but the whole entire Destiny, you know, career. I had no problems with PvP at all, besides the fact that I didn't get enough super energy and I didn't get to use my abilities as often, but, you know, who cares? I wasn't dying by, like, Nova bombs and hammers every 10 seconds, and I wasn't getting sprayed down by someone who's using a Clever Dragon or a Mida. The weapons themselves, I kind of wish they had a little variations with them, like more perks with them, and I wish the intrinsic perk was... I heard the intrinsic perk was actually going to be random in the full build, but I know that, like, all the guns were basically going to be the same. You know, there's no god rolls anymore, which I kind of like. People not having god rolls anymore, it kind of makes the whole PvP economy way more balanced than it originally ever would be. People would go out and farm for things like Grasp of Malak, Clever Dragon, what else was another one? The Matador, Party Crasher. People would use those guns all the time with crazy rolls on them. And the only reason that they would be on the top of the leaderboard is because of those guns, where people like me who actually try and use decent guns and actually do get on the top of the leaderboard. So giving people, you know, the same weapons every time makes it kind of a little more balanced, and it, you know, everybody's not going to be, like, running around with 3 Touch of Malices, or not Touch of Malice, Grasp of Malaks, you know, just spraying people down with that high fire rate, high impact. So, really no problems with PvP. I like the new maps. I kind of don't like the idea of 4v4 for everything, because, you know, where's Rumble? I know everybody's questioning that. Where's Rumble? So, you know, all in all, I'd say the whole Destiny kind of beta, you know, I'd say it was put together really well. It had enough content for me, I thought. I got enough gameplay out of it. You know, I wasn't really, like, I guess, disappointed by anything with it. You know, it was what it was. It was the Destiny 2 beta, and I thought they did that perfectly. Now, the only thing is, now we have to just wait to the, you know, actual release of the game, which is a little sad, because it's going to be a little farther away, but who cares? So yeah, that just about wraps it up for my Destiny 2 beta, so I guess I'm kind of just gonna go ahead and finish up the strike and just kind of let it play. Or not the strike, but the story mission, so thank you all for watching, and enjoy the rest of this gameplay.
I think we found it.
Now, let the crystal drink deep from Crota's death essence.
Here. How do we find Crota's?
You know it when you see it.
I think we found it.
Now, let the crystal drink deep from Crota's death essence.
It's working. How much do we need to pass as an Ascendant Hive?
Only a taste, but steal all you can.
Something's wrong. We're exposed. Lock for transport. Get out of there. We must have Crota's soul. They've got enough. Lock for transport, Ghost. I can't. Everything is corrupted. I can't connect. Stay alive. We've got to make it back.
Guardian! Come, breathe me! It was the best I could do with so little time.
You pulled us out.
One of Toland's tricks. There is nothing I fear more than the dark, but I will not lose another Guardian. You've imprisoned the last whisper of Crota's soul. It is left to you now. Find Oryx on the Dreadnought. Destroy him.